And we're live. Welcome, guys, to Time of Nerd Out podcast. I am Scotty Boy, or also known as Nightwing, and I am joined by... Boys, introduce yourselves. We've got Rip Hunter, we've got The Flash, and we've also got Agent Coulson. How you doing, boys?
Good.
Everybody's happy. That's the main thing. So today we're going to be talking about all the latest things in terms of geek culture. This can be from comic books to TV shows to movies, and also latest rumors in terms of casting and future projects. But we'll all talk that in a simple breaking it down, not breaking the fourth wall, because that's kind of like Deadpool style. But does this count as breaking the fourth wall?
Maybe. There's four of us. So
we're breaking way too many walls. We're breaking like 5 or 6 walls here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're just getting into Inception territory, guys.
What's a strange?
Before we actually start, I just want to say that we are planning to release some T-shirts. Not too sure when, but the main logo that we've got on our Facebook page, where it combines all of our logos, we're hoping to get that onto a T-shirt, but we're not too sure when. But stay tuned for that. We will put a link up on the Facebook page and on our Twitter feeds and all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned for that. So, with all the formalities out the way, let's dive straight into it. So, what's the first thing on the agenda, boys?
Supergirl.
And in regards to casting of General Zod.
Yes. So they've cast
What are we feeling about him?
Gibbon as General Zod, which is also bringing
Mark
back
Gibbon,
Superman. Yeah. So that's
I think
it'll be interesting.
I think it needs to bring Superman back because, like, if General Zod is coming in, you need Superman to work off him. So
yeah, so it should be pretty interesting seeing them fighting and Kara or Supergirl, obviously. Yeah, that should be pretty awesome. He looks okay as Zod, but we can't say anything until we've actually seen the episode, which I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it could be like the reverse effect. Like, sometimes we think people might not be fitted for a role. They go into a film and they're absolutely fantastic, and then sometimes we think they're perfect, and then it's not so good.
Yeah, pretty much.
But unfortunately, that's just the way film and TV goes, unfortunately. But what does everyone think of Supergirl? Anyone a fan of the show at all? Or
I enjoy it.
I'm only a fan of when she turns up in The Flash, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know about Supergirl. I've tried giving Supergirl like a go so many times, and I only really make a point of watching it if it is a crossover episode. There's just something about the show. I mean, Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, she's incredible. I've seen interviews with her, and she seems amazing. Yeah. But it's so comic book, but kind of like, in the sense, like, for example, with The Flash and Arrow and stuff, they've adapted it so that it works for TV. And
yeah, I completely agree with you there.
Like, with Supergirl, it feels more like they've kind of just gone, well, let's just make every single comic book page in a TV show and not account for the thing.
That's the thing. It's like with comics, like, yes, we enjoy them because of how far-fetched they are. But I think like you say, with Arrow and Flash, they do have, like, a logical way of doing it.
They also approach like more modern issues.
Oh, go on, bud.
Yeah, they also approach modern issues, which is something like, I don't know, I feel every time I've seen Supergirl, she's always been very light-hearted and happy. And I feel like it approaches it from more of the bright side of things, whereas like the modern TV shows will show the darker side of being a superhero, which is what a lot of people are into lately.
Yeah. Well, it's like Monty Python said. It's like, always look on the bright side of life.
That's just Supergirl in a summary, isn't it?
Well,
okay,
before we carry on, I just want to say they should do that in the next musical crossover.
Yeah, they should.
All of the superheroes just come together and sing that song.
Season 2 of Supergirl has been pretty good, actually.
Fair play. Like, for me personally, I haven't watched any of Supergirl because that's the thing. I'm not a massive fan of like Superman or the Supergirl sort of mythos, but I do respect like what they're going for. But in a way, it's like one of the incarnations of a villain I really like is from Arrow, and that's Count Vertigo.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, in the comics, he is like this overpowered character who's just like full of superpowers, but they reduce him down to a psychotic drug dealer, which really works for that universe.
That's pretty cool. They also like,
but anyway,
Jimmy Olsen, so who's obviously Superman's best friend in the comics and stuff. Is Guardian on the show, which is a bit of a weird one, really, for me, because from Guardian, you want someone who's like Diggle from Arrow, not Jimmy Olsen, who's a photographer. you don't want him to be your crime fighter, if you get what I mean. Even though he's doing
his
bad job.
Supergirl would be distracting, just using the flash in his camera, just blinds him for a few seconds.
I feel like we are all talking about Peter Parker here.
Oh, goodness me. We'll get onto that later. But is that covered for everyone on Supergirl? Everyone happy?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's covered.
Right then. Stephen, did you say you wanted to talk about Arrow, like the latest episode?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like season 5 has done really well in terms of kind of getting back what season 4 lost with Arrow. I don't know what it was, whether it was because they went with magic or what, but season 4 was not up to scratch. I think even sort of people involved with it also kind of realized that, well, obviously, because less people were watching, but I feel like this season it's back to the best, sort of season 2 back to its best, that sort of thing. And it's kind of like with Flash a few times this season, there's been episodes where it's ended and I've thought, all right, okay, next week will be good. But with Arrow, each week I'm thinking, oh God, why can't the next episode be now? What the hell's about to happen?
You're always left on a cliffhanger. You think it's like, oh my God, you wish you were binge watching it all the way through.
Yeah.
That's what I did with The Flash. Like, legit, I actually binge watched The Flash.
That's crazy. Next on your list is Arrow. Alex.
Yeah,
with Arrow this season, it's been really good as well, especially with the twist they did because of Flashpoint turning Diggle's daughter into a son. I like that. That was pretty cool.
That's the thing. I like the stuff that they've done since Flashpoint happened, because like it is altered the mainstream universe as well, not just in the Flash, but like all over.
Yeah,
I do like the fact as well that they obviously had Flashpoint planned for quite a while, because obviously in season 1 of Legends we had Connor Hawke, didn't we?
Yeah,
who was fun. And at the time, none of us thought, oh well, that's obviously because Flashpoint's about to happen. We all just assumed Diggle was going to have another son, I imagine. But that's a nice little sort of thing in that always happened.
During Legends as well, when Oliver had his arm cut off and he was like old man Oliver. That was amazing.
It kind of like in Dark Knight Returns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But yeah,
I'm sorry. Little side note. Very briefly, Jack, what did you think of Dark Knight Returns, the animated films?
I really enjoyed them both. It was a lot like Batman versus Superman, but not Batman versus Superman.
But better logic.
And a lot better, yeah.
Like so they weren't fighting because like they were just there. They were fighting because they generally had big political beliefs.
Yeah, like Superman's working for the president. Batman is old and kind of like hench. He's like massive in his film.
Yeah.
That's why Ben Affleck is the perfect Batman. I think it's because of the way he is physically. And
and he just captures all the personality of Bruce Wayne and Batman together.
Especially the smirk. The smirk you have to have down to a T.
Yes.
To see Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Exactly. Right.
With Arrow, I want to know what Diggle's wife's up to.
Yeah, because they made a very specific point, didn't they? And I think it was last week's episode, actually, when Diggle said to her, like, what other secrets are you keeping from me, or what else don't I know, or something like that. And specifically showed her face. Like, after that, they specifically cut to her face looking like unsure or something like that. So, obviously, she's done something. That
well, this week's episode with Captain Cold. They break in to try and get the weapon or something in this week's episode of The Flash. They bring back Captain Cold, don't they?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because the only way I can imagine that they're going to do that is Barry is going to run to the past and get Captain Cold and then run back to the future, back to the present with him to then do it because obviously Captain Cold's dead.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I kind of feel sorry for Captain Cold because he's just been dropped off by the Legends after doing all that crap with the Legion of Doom. He's just been dropped off, and then Flash is going to turn up and take him to the future.
He just can't cut a break, can he?
Yeah, no, he just wants to rob a bank.
Well, what if Captain Cold and Prison Break are related? Just saying. Ooh. I mean, they both got Captain Cold and Heatwave.
That's true.
Maybe that's a flashpoint.
Yeah, I think they did well linking those two together, though. Like, from one TV show to another, being so close.
Yeah.
Works very well.
You get that chemistry.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it works.
You also get to have a few of those nice little sort of references. Like I remember in season 1 of Legends, there was a moment when they were trying to break into the Gulag, I think, or something like that. And then you just went with Miller as Captain Cold to say, "This is my first prison break."
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's just little nods like that just makes it so much more better.
Yeah, that's just references to films. It's something the Flash does so well.
Yes.
I think.
But that's the thing. He's just a geek, Barry Allen, which makes him even more better. And it those lines don't seem out of context.
Cisco season 1 was probably the best thing about the show for me.
Yes, he was brilliant
and happy he was. And then this season, not so good.
Moving
on swiftly.
I was going to say, what did you guys think of The Flash this week?
The Flash was decent. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What else? I'm glad that we got to know a bit more about Savitar's background.
Yeah.
Then again,
I
think
wish they would showed us what happened. Like what
I still think
does with the flashbacks.
I know the whole episode to me just seemed very for lack of a better term, it was very interesting the way they did things. I mean, come on. You had Barry just completely going poof, blank. Obviously, I'm trying my best not to be so spoilery, but it's great. This is a spoiler show. If you
go for it, mate.
Yeah. It is full-on spoiler show, let's be honest. So, Barry losing his memory and then Savitar losing his memory, respectively. I mean, surely, though, by Barry losing his memory, doesn't that mean Savitar wouldn't exist?
But the thing is that using the Legends rules, they say it takes time to become, permanent. So, realistically, the Flash would have had time to sort of undo that, and nothing would have changed. So I'm guessing that's the sort of rules that they were going with. Or they just didn't think about that at all and kind of thought, oh, this will be fun. And
plot hole.
Yeah.
Where's that knife? We've got another plot hole to stab.
You'll have to get some carpenters in there, Reggie, to cover up all the plot holes.
Actually, that was actually the biggest plot hole of the episode.
Fill the hole.
Because
the hole.
Savitar says, I've travelled so much, anything won't affect me. So if Barry kills himself, it won't affect him. But then losing his memory
affected him.
So that is a massive plot hole in the writer's room.
In all fairness, I don't even think it's that. The issue there is that Savitar is only a time remnant, like I said in my theory. He's a time remnant, which means that he is completely exempt from the rules of time travel because he doesn't have a particular place in history anymore.
Yeah,
that's true.
And so by becoming Savitar, he's created his own, but his existence isn't linear.
Yeah.
So you couldn't apply the whole memory loss thing to him because his existence isn't linear. I mean, he could have grabbed Savitar from a point in time where like, he could have grabbed Savitar from any place in Barry's history. Any point that he's traveled through time, that's where he could grab a time remnant from. So, respectively, Savitar should have been immune to those effects because he wasn't the same Barry.
That's true. But how awesome was it to see happy Barry again? Like, you can see him fall in love with Iris again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
It was kind of depressing that they undid that now.
Yeah, it is kind of. But that's just what it means. Like, without him being the hero that he is, like, it affects him. But you could tell that when he didn't like know what he was doing with powers, he still wanted to help people, and that
is in his nature.
That's in his nature. That is why we love Barry Allen as the Flash. But
because like that's the thing. No matter what motivation gets to him or whatever person he loses, he will carry on. That's the thing.
Exactly. Also, how awesome was it to see Savitar like run into the suit?
Oh yeah, that was awesome. The intro to that episode was incredible. Just the opening like 5 minutes or whatever it was. It was
that fight scene as well. Barry Allen went to town on Barry Allen.
Can I just make a point though? Actually, that's the point with that intro fight scene. I don't know if you guys noticed, but did you notice that Savitar was extremely limited in his speed without the suit?
Yes.
Like, he was actually on par with the Barry of our present time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in theory, basically, I'm feeling like the suit is doing what the tachyon accelerator has done for Barry, in the respect that the suit actually boosted his speed. So if Barry Allen got inside the Savitar suit, I can almost guarantee he could achieve even higher speeds.
Oh,
maybe
definitely.
The Savitar suit is a tachyon device,
but a little more extreme. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's future
kind of
tech,
like light support if you think about it, but for the Speed
tech,
Force.
So it's gonna be like high advanced.
Yeah. And that's sort of where I'm saying. I feel like for Barry to progress at this point, he needs to develop something that's like the Savitar suit, but not that style. Like using maybe the same metals. I mean, for all we know, like, especially from that piece of Savitar's suit that they collected, I feel like at some point Cisco's going to develop a suit that's not like Savitar's, but holds the same armoring properties so that he can run at the high speeds he does.
Is anyone still waiting for the Flash ring? Like, so he gets a suit in the ring. Like the reverse Flash did.
I was wondering what the hell ever happened to that.
I'm still waiting for that so bad.
I thought in the present and future Flash or whatever it was, that episode, a couple of episodes ago, when just before present Barry went back, I thought he was going to get given the ring. I thought that's how they were going to like shoehorn it in, I suppose. But we're still waiting. I'm surprised they haven't just done it yet. I mean, it basically doesn't matter anyway because we don't even see him grab the suit like 98% of the time.
No,
we just
to be fair,
running in normal clothes.
I feel the reason why they haven't done it. I feel I know why they've done it though. They haven't like done the ring yet. It's because they're looking at the like Barry Allen. That every time they're inside the main base, Star Labs, they are constantly staring at the Flash suit. They're sitting there going, "That's pretty damn hot." I mean, if it wasn't on the rack, you wouldn't want to look at it. Whereas the Flash suit, like I feel like the Flash suit would come in like past 2025 when the Flash goes to the future. The simple reason being is that they haven't introduced the ring because it's sort of a symbol of Team Flash. So they wouldn't want to get rid of it being on the rack all the time.
Okay.
But then Kid Flash suit could go on there as well, or just a quick when she comes back. Also, how awesome did the suit look from the future? More red, more color. It was a lot more better, even though how dark that timeline was.
Wait, which Daredevil are we talking about? The Netflix or Ben Affleck?
Netflix. The Netflix Daredevil red. That's the sort of color that Barry Allen's currently rocking. It was a little less a little more actual freaking red.
I kind of wished it had been a bit more a bit more armored. You know, like the Flash is going to be like it's more it looks more armored, doesn't it? In Justice.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it had been a bit more like that, but you can tell, obviously, they didn't want to. They're already going to have big enough issues trying to do a Flash movie when we've already got the Flash TV show that's done all the storylines that they're about to do already.
Yeah.
Like, so you can clearly see they don't want to draw too many comparisons, but I kind of wish it had been a bit more armored. It kind of looked like they just, like when you were a kid and you have those, like the superhero suits that you pump up so it looks like you've got loads of muscles.
Yeah.
It kind of like one of those to me. It looked really cool, but you could tell he didn't quite have the muscles to be like in that suit yet. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Though, I feel like the biggest issue there. Oh, sorry, on.
Oh, I was just saying to Stephen, who knows what could happen. You carry on, Sil.
I feel like the whole issue to me is that Flash suit in the future looks good, but it doesn't approach the issue that was pointed out very clearly, that Barry Allen is limited in his speed by Savitar's actions. Like Savitar can go so fast because his suit protects him from the electrostatic discharge from the high speeds. However, Barry is going to be permanently limited to his current speed until he can surpass that with some sort of protection from the speed. And I don't see the 2024 Barry having that much of a speed boost over the current one. In fact, if anything, they're about on par.
Yeah.
Which means how are they going to progress him? Because the whole thing that's always has been that the Flash needs to get faster.
Yeah.
But he cannot. He's not getting any faster while he's limited by the fact that he can't go any faster without killing himself, basically.
Well, funny you mention that, because reading the Flash Batman crossover in the comics for the Button, they actually bring that up when Barry and Bruce are traveling through time, and he thinks it's like, right, if I don't go any faster, we're going to be lost in time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's like, I completely get the point. It's like, if he doesn't kill himself, he's just going to be limited to just one level. So I think it's kind of like that 50-50 spin that he has to always take.
Also, because Savitar is a time remnant, do you think the suit is protecting him from the Black Flash?
Well, the thing is, though, if he's made his own history and therefore had no place in history to begin with, I suppose, would the Black Flash be after him? Because he essentially created his own timeline, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, but it might be that as well. Like, he could be after him. But
also, he's being protected from the Speed Force, isn't he, now?
Yeah.
Like, I suppose that includes the Black Flash, because Black Flash serves the Speed Force.
Yeah.
Thing is, he is a self-sustaining paradox. Like, this is something I mentioned. He is definitely a self-sustaining paradox. He would not exist if he didn't exist. If he hadn't gone back in time to kill Iris, then he wouldn't have been created by the time remnant that survived.
Yeah.
True.
Right, then, so we all happy on covering the Flash?
Yeah.
I feel like we did this one for a long
minute.
Well, we've dedicated enough time. I think it's probably one of the hottest topics to talk about. But staying on the subject of time travel and developing a character, has everyone seen Doctor Who this week?
Yes.
I've actually not seen the one from yesterday.
Oh, damn.
Right.
It was pretty good.
General thoughts. What did everyone think of it?
It wasn't the greatest episode. Like, everyone on Facebook and Twitter was going mad over it, but I didn't really like it. Space zombies.
Don't get me wrong.
It's not.
Because I recently just finished watching it, and I thought, it's like, apart from the ending, which does have a really good cliffhanger,
yeah,
the 50 minutes you had to spend watching the episode just wasn't gripping enough.
No, it wasn't gripping enough for me. I like the fact that how they solved it and stuff like that, what they did was pretty good. But just the build-up was just so boring, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it's like this has been done to death, sort of thing. Like, literally, I just thought back to episodes like with the Ood, the Waters of Mars, all those sort of episodes. And I just thought, it's like, this has been done to death. Do something different.
Stop doing Trapped on a Spaceship, please. Oh God, please.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Thank you, my man.
I think it was also the fact that, to be honest, the actual story of it, it was literal like hard sci-fi as well, and it was an interesting story and like twist. Well, sort of double twist at the end. But
yeah,
I suppose I don't know what it was about it, but it just kind of.
I think the problem is like it was classic sci-fi, but I just don't think it was executed properly in terms of the script.
Yeah.
It's like if it was done properly and developed a bit more, and they actually thought it's like, okay, maybe if we rewrite here, maybe if we do a few things here, it could have been a fucking brilliant episode. But it just felt generic, stereotypical, and I thought wasted potential.
It's been done before. That's the only problem.
I've not even seen it, but here's my thoughts on it. Oh, we wrote the most generic script in history. # sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
I feel like they came up with an interesting idea for a story and like the business side of it, that kind of part of the story. And then they wrote that down and then had to come up with filler to actually get from point to point in that story. So they just had them gradually move through a spaceship without any real threat. Because we knew that the three main characters, they're not going to die, are they? Because they're all series regulars for the entire season. Series. So,
do you think
to be honest, it
would have worked if it was later on?
It might have worked if it was like the grand finale.
Yeah.
Like the final episode, like obviously every season there is the last 2 episodes, and those 2 episodes are always interlinked. I feel like that would be a good like premise for the final episode on how they might, because they did mention they're replacing Capaldi this season. So
yes,
I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity to make that if they'd done it at the end. Like at the end, he ends up suffocating trying to save. You know what I mean? You can see what I'm going with that. Like that would be the perfect like cracking ending, and then so they finally make it into the TARDIS, but the Doctor's run out of time. He ends up regenerating, and that would be a good like how to break in the new Doctor, really. But I feel like they've just brought it in too early.
Well, for the next episode, he's blind, so that should be fun.
So that's not really a big deal for the Doctor. I feel like that wouldn't be a big deal for the Doctor. I mean, think about it. The Doctor is thousands of years old, and to the point that he's probably got better sonar hearing than a bat.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think should have been the tagline at the end of the credits.
What?
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Also, in like the promo thing they do at the end of each episode, that little short clip of Misty. Need more.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you guys. Obviously, Peter Capaldi is regenerating at Christmas. If you guys could choose someone to replace him, who would it be? Obviously, not previous Doctors, but who would you choose? One actor to take over?
You know, I'll be honest with you. If there was one actor that I would have picked for the Doctor, it would have actually been Benedict Cumberbatch. But obviously, we know he's Sherlock. It'd be too difficult to switch him out of that role. He's sort of become locked into that role now.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
He would have made a very good Doctor. In fact, he'd made a great Doctor. Like Benedict Cumberbatch would be a brilliant Doctor.
I want to go kind of down like the youngest route. He's a pretty good actor, Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
So it's more like the Matt Smith kind of Doctor.
The thing is, what I've seen with Eddie Redmayne is he's clearly a good actor, but he seems to sort of play himself in each film just a bit differently. So
I have one film that you should watch. Jupiter Ascending.
I haven't seen that, no. I know he's in it.
It's a terrible film, and he's directed terribly, and it shows. He's either screaming his lines or just whispering them under his breath as if he's got like something wrong with his throat. And like, yeah, you're a better actor than this, mate. Come on.
But no, I wouldn't mind seeing what his take on the Doctor would be. But if the rumors are true and the person who's playing the Doctor, I don't mind him, to be fair.
Is that Chris Humphrey?
Pardon?
The rumours were saying that an actor called Chris Humphreys was going to take over.
Yeah.
I was going to say he would actually be my choice.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen him in. I mean, obviously in My Family like 20 years ago, but I mean,
Yeah, I used to love that show.
Yeah, cool.
Have any of you guys seen Death in Paradise?
I haven't.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in that 3 series. I don't know, whatever. But he was really good in that, and not too different to how the Doctor could be played.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it'd be really interesting to see him do it. I mean, apparently, I don't know where all the rumors suddenly came from that he was going to be the Doctor, because apparently they haven't even cast him yet. But
yeah,
you know, I think I'd be more than happy if it was true.
Yeah,
You know,
so would I.
on the subject of young actors as the Doctor, you know who I'd find absolutely hilarious to have as the Doctor?
Who?
Tom Felton.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's an interesting one.
Because think about it,
I
like
like
he
that.
always plays he would make a very good cocky personality Doctor, a brilliant cocky personality Doctor.
That's true.
Like,
Right, I've got one.
Yeah, go on.
Hey, Laurie from House.
I watched it.
that would be a bloody brilliant Doctor.
That's the thing. He's got the British wit, like from his earlier stuff, like in Blackadder, 101 Dalmatians, and anything he did with Stephen Fry. He's got the British wit to him, but he's also got the sarcasm, as we've seen in House.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd think is I've seen a few rumours suggesting that the BBC, after Peter Capaldi, are wanting to go younger, sort of more sort of Matt Smith age again.
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy with that. But I mean, you know, that kind of rules out. Well, that definitely rules out Hugh Laurie. But
Yeah, that is a very good point. That is
also doesn't really strike me.
What about this one?
Be up for.
Ewan Rion. Or Rion, sorry.
Who's that?
Have you guys seen Vicious?
Nope.
I'm trying to think of his character's name in Game of Thrones. Hold on, I'll type in a thing and I'll send you guys a link.
But also, while we're on the topic of new Doctor Who, the director for the next season is going to be the one who done Broadchurch, I think.
Oh, right. No, that's the writer, isn't it? Chris?
Is it a writer? I don't know. I knew it was a director or writer.
The guy who wrote Broadchurch is taking over as the head writer. He's taking over. Yeah, showrunner. That's the word.
Sure. I knew it was something to do with that sort of part, but I said director because.
One sec.
But yeah, that would be
Ewan
interesting. Broadchurch is really well made, and so.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as well because I think Doctor Who will definitely have a much bigger budget than Broadchurch, so it'd be interesting to see what he can do with that.
Idris Elba as well would be.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Take on Doctor.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about Idris Elba. There's just something about him I can't quite get into.
No, but I think he's a cracking actor. I think he's absolutely fantastic, whatever he's in.
Is he who I think is? Yeah, okay. I know who that is. He's a really good actor.
Yes.
He played a bit of a crazy guy though, didn't he, in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he can also do comedic well. Like if you guys have seen Vicious, he would get the humor down to a T.
Also, guess what he's been cast in recently?
Go on.
I slated it last week. In Inhumans.
What?
Really?
Has he?
Yeah, I think it's him.
Who's
The
he
guy
playing?
looks like him. I don't know, but it looks like the guy that I see on the poster.
Oh, I can't wait. I've got to watch that now. I love his work, to be fair. And I'm not being biased just because he's Welsh. But he is a really good actor. But that might have something to do with it. But if like you say, Stephen, if they are trying to go down like the younger route for a younger Doctor, I would say Ewan Rion is my top choice.
Awesome.
So yeah,
what's next?
That's that. The next topic, this was mentioned as a last minute. The Return of Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack. I can't even speak today.
Okay.
Yes.
Did anyone watch it when they were younger?
Over to you.
Well,
this is your spotlight.
Okay, so Samurai Jack was something I watched as a kid a lot. Like basically my family used to run a rugby club down the road, and they had one of those full-on projector screens, like the kind that takes up an entire wall of about 10 foot high about there.
Nice.
So I used to watch Cartoon Network on it as regularly as you can imagine. So when it came to late night, Samurai Jack was pretty much all I would watch. It was between that and Powerpuff Girls, and let's be honest. Well, that and Dragon Ball Z, actually. But all of these things that I've been watching, but I've actually been rewatching. I've actually been watching the new Dragon Ball Z series, which is Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I've been watching that religiously, like every week, in Japanese, no less. So
nice.
that's interesting. But Samurai Jack basically got brought back. It's actually coming out with the final episode ever next week. But so far, it's been absolutely
this was
mental.
the baffling thing. Like, sorry to interrupt you here, but like you, I grew up watching Samurai Jack. I loved the show, and I loved the story arc, and I loved the dilemma the character was going through. But the fact it never had a decisive end. And like literally, as soon as they announced that they were doing a new series on Adult Swim, I thought, yes, fantastic. They haven't got to worry about boundaries. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Oh, they broke so many boundaries this season. Oh my freaking god! I just
literally watching it. You would not even think it's the same show we watched as kids.
I know. Like episode 9 came out last night. I watched that like just before we started. Yeah, it has been such a roller coaster. I'm not going to spoil it for you because I know you're going to want to watch the crap out of that. Trust me, you want to watch this.
Literally, as soon as I'm back from work tomorrow, I'm going to binge watch the shit out of this.
There's 9 episodes, but it starts out like I'll give you a synopsis of like how it starts out. It starts out very dark. Now Jack doesn't have his sword anymore. His sword got lost when the last time portal got destroyed. The last time portal got destroyed by Aku. So he was sort of left stuck in the future. He tried to take on Aku. Then Aku sent some like it turned some innocents into some beastly monstrosities. Then when he killed those things that he thought were beastly monstrosities, they turned out to be innocent. So he was like, well, fuck, I done fucked up. And he sort of became like imbalanced. He became very like on edge, and he's like gave up on himself.
Right.
So it's become a very like depressed, like hermit type of character by this point. He's got a long ass beard that comes down to like here.
I've seen the pics.
Like, yeah, it is mental. He's become this whole other character. And
brilliant. And then, go on.
And then like they've sort of been slowly growing. At one point, there was slowly growing the storyline of some characters that were known as the Daughters of Aku.
Oh, okay.
And it was never it wasn't like explained how they came to be. It was just sort of like there were 7 children born, and all 7 of them were daughters. All of them. Now, no one quite figured out I didn't figure out what was going on until like the latest episode. Again, avoiding spoilers. To say the least, it turns out that those daughters aren't just daughters in the like ritualistic respect. I mean, they are actually Aku's own flesh and blood.
Right. Okay, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, it gets really fucked up when you realize that. Like when you watch the series progress, you're like, okay, so we're seeing their story on the sideline. You got like what's happening with Jack, what's happening with them, and you see them grow from children to adults. Okay. And all this takes part. Oh, also there's just one other factor. Jack doesn't age. He's 50 years later. This is.
I wished.
50 years later.
Right.
I kid you not. Like, so he's basically the time travel from being thrown into the future has stopped his aging process. So 50 years have passed and he hasn't aged a day.
Oh.
And the daughters of Aku were born somewhere during the mid-period while Jack was like basically out of his shit. So basically during time when Jack lost his shit and everyone thought he was still a threat because he had the sword, Aku doesn't know he lost the sword.
Right.
So Aku's like hiding away in his little cubby house, thinking that all's like dangerous for him still. So he's just hiding away. Jack's not going anywhere near Aku because obviously he can't actually fight him. Plus, on top of that, he's just lost his will to fight. Like he doesn't even care anymore. He's like this close to just committing seppuku, which is
to live.
Like it is pretty.
That's something they never would have tackled like back in the day.
Yeah, like that we're handling like themes of suicide here. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Like
literally think of like this was a simple show that kids will watch, like literally. Samurai Jack's put in a situation, has to kill a bunch of robots. Aku maybe makes an appearance, says, "You must defeat me," and waves off in some sort of shape-shifting form. And like nothing too harmless, nothing bad. Literally just something kids could just
good versus
lose
evil
their minds with.
But they've made it a little less black and white now. It's become become like it's tackling the most moral of grey areas.
Yeah,
it has gotten very, very dark. Like,
well, this is the thing. Like, sorry to interrupt you again, but like, with adult animation, they are able to tackle so many serious subjects, but through some of the most ridiculous forms. It's like when we were talking about Rick and Morty, right? It's like some of the stuff they're able to just get away with because it's on Adult Swim and it's not a TV broadcast. And also it's just like they're able to address so many issues, but through like comedic ways.
Mm. With Samurai Jack, it's not been very comedic at all. There has been some like funny moments, but the whole thing has been like deadly serious. The whole thing.
Yeah, no, but going back onto the point of like with adult animation, like obviously this isn't a comedy; it's like a serious drama. But like if it was on like a broadcast system like Cartoon Network, or I don't know, say for example Disney Channel, they would not even think about tackling things like that.
Don't let Warner Brothers near it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's become less of the original theme, which was good trying to triumph over evil, and more of a good trying to triumph over themselves. Because the whole thing, like Aku's just been a little depressed little bitch hiding away.
Yeah.
Jack's biggest enemy for the whole thing has really been himself.
So you could say like the whole theme of Samurai Jack this series is about mental health.
Yes, very much so.
Depression.
And not only just depression, like the guy's hallucinating, like fucking mental hallucinating.
Oh shit.
He's tripping balls constantly.
Right.
It's very, very, very dark. And I've enjoyed every freaking moment of it. 9 episodes in. The last episode's next week. So I'll definitely be doing a little summary of Samurai Jack next week, methinks.
Nice.
Yep, you can find that on the channel.
Yes.
TimeToNerdOut podcast.
Awesome.
Like, comment.
Also, I was wondering if, like, if we've got any more time, we could actually. Have you been watching Dragon Ball Super, anyone?
No,
I haven't. I really want to start watching it, but I'm debating whether to wait for the dub because they have announced that, or whether to
They've
just
already
watch
started
it
the
now.
dub.
Have they?
Yeah. I think we're about 13, 14 episodes in now on the dub.
Who are they? I didn't realize that.
I feel like the Japanese version works just as well. Like,
okay,
the subtitlers have been doing it for a while, so they are. It's really accurate. I've checked it, like cross-referenced the first episodes to the dub, and also they've like gone the whole hog on like remastering the visuals for the dub. I'll give it that.
Awesome.
But the show is doing really well.
Fantastic.
So if you catch up, maybe we'll discuss that next week.
Defo, I'll try and watch a couple of episodes just to get some of that. So I got Samurai Jack to watch, Dragon Ball Super. I've got so much stuff to watch. Like I finished Rick and Morty.
90 episodes behind Dragon Ball Super.
Watch all the episodes in like 3 days.
Supergirl as well.
Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, all that sort of stuff.
Arrow.
Oh, and Steven's just walking away now because like he just doesn't want to watch all this stuff. It's too much television.
I've got freaking work in the meantime. I mean, I'm lucky I'm Bitcoin mining lately.
Like literally, like on top of trying to go to work and the gym and do everything else in my life, I need TV in my life.
Lucky everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presenter has died. or gone mentally
I've been
insane?
trying to get like a month ahead on my work so that I can like just binge watch for the next few days.
Yeah.
So I've got to record like eight of one type of video, 4 of another type.
Uh-huh.
Then I've got to record another 8 of another type, then a further 8 of another type. I've got to record like a grand total like 40 odd videos.
Well, I need to try and get back onto like my recording schedule because I uploaded a weekly vlog on, when was it? Yesterday. But I'm just like, I need to get uploading consistently again, but I'm just like really short of ideas. Yeah,
I suppose I don't have to worry about that issue on my end because it's very much, oh, so I narrate creepypasta. I need to put time aside, record the audio, and then I'm good to go. But that's what I've been having a bit of struggle with because I've had like everything in the world going on right now.
All right, rub it in. He gets ideas easily.
I don't think it counts as getting ideas when I'm just reading other people's stories.
Oh, that's a fair point. So, all right, you're inspired then. There you go.
I just clicked the random link on creepypasta.com.
Okay. Let's move on to the comic book news with you.
Yes. Right. I've read a couple of interesting releases this week. The final part of the Flash Button was delayed this week, so that's going to be coming out next week. But I'm literally got that on hold for me at the comic shop. Comic shop, Swansea, Shoppers Walk. Go check it out, guys. You won't be disappointed. If you are in Swansea or in Wales, pop round at any point. But anyway, so Jack, remember I was talking to you about that Batman crossover with like a 30s character?
Yes, I did. I do remember you saying that.
Well, it turns out the character was actually based from a radio play.
Okay, interesting.
And it turns out that Orson Welles was actually the narrator who was just going by the name of the Shadow.
Okay, that's.
So we've got Batman and the Shadow team up issue #1. It's going to be a 6-part series where Batman is trying to suss out the identity of the Shadow.
Okay.
Simple enough. Like kind of goes back to like the golden age sort of Batman stories. Like here's a crime, here's a detective, this is what I've got to do. But to be fair, like the one thing I'm really enjoying about well, this issue in particular, it's the same writer who did the Batman issues from the New 52.
Okay.
It's Scott Snyder. I don't know if he's related to Zach in any way, but either way, he writes some pretty good comics. But like I said, like with the panels and with the art in this, like it does feel like you're reading an old style comic, like from the 30s or the 40s, and I think that's because like the Shadow style character.
Okay, interesting.
So honestly, guys, I highly recommend picking this up, especially if you want like a classic dose of like good detective comic sort of thing. Right then, who else have I got? I'm staying on the DC panel. We've got Justice League of America issue #6. And literally, I don't know if you could see the cover there. Can you guys make that out?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
It's literally the Ray apparently killing Lobo, who is obviously a member of the Justice League now.
Interesting.
Like, but literally, I picked up the cover and I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, I thought Lobo was like turning against the League, obviously, because he's a former villain. So I thought, okay, maybe that's kind of a easy subject. But to be fair, it actually pans out really well. In the last issue, Lobo got severely injured, and the only way that he can regenerate is if his heart is physically removed from his body.
Oh.
Yeah, so... Yeah, literally, like, so he's like, for about like 3 pages, he's talking to the Ray and saying, look, take out my heart. It's like, you fucking what? Like, literally, in Welsh, yeah, literally, in Welsh dialect. Oh, but will you do me a favour? Remove my heart, will you? It was like, you fucking what? I haven't even had the Canastella yet. You're fucking talking shit.
Don't ask Robert.
Yeah, that should be a new idea. I should read comics, but in a Welsh dialect.
Oh
God!
I literally like turn Batman into like a massive pisshead. You will not find a bigger punch of slappers or pissheads than fucking Swansea Wine Street. I'll tell you this now. No, but honestly, the one thing I really do like about this comic in particular, that it does tackle some of the turmoil of some of the other characters.
Okay.
Like, for example, do you remember I said before that Killer Frost is now turned into a hero?
Yeah.
Well, they actually address like the dilemma of that character, because there's a scene where she tries to save a family, but in like a blind rage sort of thing, she ends up taking off the henchman's arm. Like she's literally frozen like the shoulder, and then like it just automatically, because of the anger, like just turns to ice, and then she just rips it off. And like, oh, okay.
Damn.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But it ends up like she says, it's like, wait a minute, I think I might finally have a way to control my powers. And like, so I'm thinking, it's like, wait, that might be a big conflict for the Justice League, but it's a really good dilemma to leave you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But honestly, I'm really impressed with this series, guys.
I'm still holding my issue that Killer Frost, you can't become evil by having superpowers. That's complete and utter crap.
Yeah.
Having superpowers does not make you evil. What makes you evil is the decisions you make. They're making it like Killer Frost is possessing Caitlyn, but it's not. It's really freaking not.
It has always been Caitlyn Snow.
Caitlyn Snow is just being an asshole.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Like, I think like when Killer Frost first got introduced, I think it was like the sort of mentality. It's like, oh, I've got like these godlike powers, so I'm gonna be a bitch about it. But that's what I really like about Killer Frost. In like, since they've done DC Rebirth, they've made her more human, and she thinks it's like, you know what? I've got these powers. I can actually do good for people, but I've just got to prove to people that I can do good.
But you know, that's the same problem I have with the Flash series. I just find it really stupid that they just gone with someone who is naturally a good person and then turned them to a bad person. Caitlyn Snow before in Universe Earth 2, yeah?
Yes.
Caitlyn Snow of Earth 2 is a known bitch. Okay? She was born and raised a bitch. Whereas the Killer Frost that Caitlyn met was a bitch from day one. Whereas Caitlyn wasn't. She was always a good person. She's only being this bitch because she thinks that's what everyone expects of her, because she has these fucking Killer Frost powers. I think it's full retard that she even... Like, there is no sense of being out of control that she's really got. She's just doing it because she thinks that's what everyone expects of her.
It's basically lazy writing.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Go on, Jack.
But as I said in the last episode, the way they're going with the series is that everyone's got a dark side to them. That's why they've done that and made Savitar Barry Allen, to prove that everyone has a bad side. It's just you got pushed onto the edge to go there.
But
I think that's true.
Not difficult is to push everyone to the edge. I mean, like, it depends on the person. If you're someone like me who's been through the world, like, literally, there is nothing a person could do that could push me to my darkest side. Okay, I've been through everything that the world could possibly throw at me that could throw me to my dark side, and I'm still standing strong. So fuck you, dark side. You ain't coming out.
Yeah, but that just proves how tough of a person you are. But with Caitlyn, she lost Ronnie twice, if you think about it.
That's her own fault.
And then she lost Jay Garrick, or Hunter Zolomon, because she fell in love with him.
Yeah.
So she's lost 3 lovers, yeah? She was engaged to one of them, and
married one of them.
Lost... Did you say married?
Yeah, she married Ronnie, didn't she?
Yeah.
Did she marry? Or was it...
they got married like shortly after the whole return of Firestorm. When Firestorm came back, the first thing they fucking did was get married.
Yeah, and then at the episode he died.
Because Ronnie's exact comment was, "You know what? This is a lot better when I don't have him inside me."
Hey, a little dirty. Too hot for TV.
But yeah, so
Apparently
obviously why she's been pushed over the edge the way she has, because of losing all those people.
But that doesn't apply. I mean, that still doesn't factor into the fact that beforehand, before she became Killer Frost, she was a perfectly ordinary human being.
But then that's what Flashpoint does to you. Barry Allen fucks your timeline up and fucks your life up.
I kind of agree with like both of you are saying. I think what they could have done, they could have had a couple of episodes where like she goes off on her own and like she's just wandering the streets with these new powers, like so anxious and so depressed about her current
nervous
situation.
About it.
Yeah, show the nerves, show the build up to that evil side, and then like maybe 2 episodes in, it could snap.
Like I feel like if it had come down to her going in the outside world. She has these powers, but she's trying not to hurt people with them. She goes to help someone, accidentally flicks an ice rock at them, accidentally hurts them, and then they perceive her as a bad guy. And over the episode, people keep starting to see her as this horrible person that she's not necessarily is. Yeah. She says, "Fuck it, if that's what they see of me, then that's what I'll become."
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying about this issue of Justice League of America. Like, it seems like that's the route they're going down. Like, she's tried doing good. She's tried being a better person. But, like, because of the lack of control of her powers, the public see her as this evil person. Yeah, exactly. So that's enough on that one. The other issue I picked up is Weapon X, issue 3. Basically... Like, does everyone know about the Weapon X idea? Like, Wolverine, Sabretooth. It's basically origins of Wolverine, but done better.
Okay, yeah.
And the whole premise of this series is, like, Old Man Logan, like Wolverine when he's, like, old as hell, is literally being hunted by these cyborgs who have, like, interpreted mutant powers.
Oh, interesting.
And then basically this leads Wolverine to have to team up with his arch nemesis, who is Sabretooth.
This is starting to feel very much like this, like the part of that description. Just when you say old Logan, I just think of Logan, the film.
Well, that is literally the style they are going for. That is what Old Man Logan is Logan from the film.
Yeah, that was a lot like.
So it is like literally Wolverine has gotten weaker. His healing factor isn't what it used to be. So, and like in the first issue,
only took a couple hundred years to do.
Yeah, exactly. Fox, 20th Century Fox, they could have had better writers, in my opinion, but I digress. But in the first issue of Weapon X, literally Wolverine is just chilling out by a lake, just embracing nature, and then a couple come by. They just ask him for directions. And literally what happens is he gets stabbed in the back by this massive razor blade that used to be an arm.
God damn it, Savitar, stop fucking up the timeline.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. But like, there are a lot of great characters in this. Like Lady Deathstrike has been captured by this like government sort of protocol to take on mutants to create like a unstoppable army. Sabretooth in it is amazing. And we get our first appearance of Domino.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and she is a very, very good character in this. Like she's got banter, she's serious when she needs to be. And the one thing I do like about the ending of this comic is that they hint that the Hulk is going to make an appearance.
Really?
Because literally, in the new comics, they've kind of done like this sort of like teenage sort of group.
Okay.
Where there's like a teenager who actually does have the Hulk mutagen inside him. So, and at the end, it's like, if we're going to take down Logan and Sabretooth along with Domino, we're going to need to inject some Hulk into our androids.
Oh, that's awesome.
So and now like you have to read like the Hulk series to find out what's going to happen next. So I'm like, okay, I've got to pick up that issue when that comes out.
That's awesome.
And then we move apart from that, I think that's pretty much me covered. Oh, there's 2 other X-Men comic series I recommend reading if you haven't already. Is X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. They basically tackle 2 different sides of the X-Men. And it's done really, really well. I highly recommend it if you are a Marvel Comics or even an X-Men fan.
But you guys definitely got to pick those up if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we move on to like rumors and news. And
we'll wrap it up with rumors and any last thoughts. So anyone got anything for the gossip?
My favorite person in the world, Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino. star and director and writer of Atlanta, and loads of other stuff. Community is in. Played Miles Morales in the Spider-Man animation TV show. Is the director or creator of the first ever Deadpool animated series.
I heard about this.
Which is a pretty big fucking deal, considering it's the first ever Deadpool series.
And it's adult as well, because it's on FXX.
Yeah, I think it's on Adult Swim as well, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's going to be awesome. Anything that
I think that's the thing
touches is
like
magic.
Like, as much as it did work in the feature film, I think in an animated form, it would work 10 times better.
Yeah, I hope they get Ryan Reynolds to do the voice as well.
I can't see why not, because like that's pretty much what he does these days.
Go on, Stephen. What was you saying?
I was just going to say, I feel like I don't think they're going to get Ryan Reynolds to do the voiceover. I think they're more likely to get Nolan North.
Yeah, that could work.
And remind us who he is.
He did the voice for the Deadpool game, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he did that very, very well.
Yeah.
Well, that would work then.
Yep.
But yeah, I can't wait to like find out more about that when it's going to be released and who's voicing characters and what the plot line.
Right then.
The guy who's playing Cable has been like showing off his muscles lately. He's been working out massively. That's that. Also, Superman's mother from the Superman film says Justice League will not be as good as the Avengers.
Yes, I saw that.
DC panic though and just say, "Oh no, she didn't mean that. She didn't mean that." DC basically said that she meant she can't comment on anything new about Justice League, and she meant that she couldn't comment on other superhero films, which is definitely not what she meant.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You got to think the film hasn't even come out yet, and already stuff like this is being said.
Wonder Woman's coming very soon.
Wonder Woman looks amazing.
They've released like all the trailers, haven't they now? The final trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Shot of her. What did you say, Stephen? Sorry?
You are, Steve?
It was called Rise of the Warrior, I think, or Journey of the Warrior or something like that. It was definitely the best trailer so far.
Yeah. There's like this tiny little clip as well of her like floating. So it could be her flying or just jumping down. Hoping it's
maybe she's on the invisible jet.
Imagine if they did that.
Well, you never know.
But yeah, what was you saying as well, Stephen? Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I was done.
Okay, cool. What else? What else has been happening? Have you guys got any news or?
No. There's been no other news on the Titans TV show, like on casting or anything about filming. Nothing about that.
I don't think. No, there's not been nothing that I know of. Obviously, all the shows are normal this week, so that's a plus.
Did you guys hear about Black Lightning?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's the new CW DC show.
Yeah, I did mention that last week, but obviously I forgot the name at the time. But yeah, that looks awesome. Hopefully they do cross over with the Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and stuff.
It'd be nice to see a different sort of character, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's practically the Luke Cage of the DC TV show universe, apparently. He's come back to his city to fight crime and like help out and stuff like that. So it should be really but yeah, I think that's pretty much it for
any other final thoughts before we wrap up, guys?
I think we're done.
I think we're done, yeah. Looking forward to the Flash this week and Arrow. Yeah.
Well, I've got so much binge watching to do now. Like I've got Samurai Jack to start. I've got Dragon Ball Super. I've got so much geeky stuff to catch up on.
Oh yeah, one last thing as well.
I'll send you a link.
Oh, cool.
You are sorry?
I'll send you a link to the I'll send you a link to Dragon Ball Super. I've got a very special website for that.
Awesome. A very
Injustice
special
2
sort
comes
of
out.
website.
Injustice 2 comes out this month.
Yes. I can't wait for that game.
And it looks absolutely amazing. The reverse Flash is on it. The Flash.
Captain
Some of the
Cold's
scenes.
in it.
Captain Cold. The whole Shazam.
Yes. But one thing I will say, going on Injustice, like final thought from me is, I really want to read the Injustice comics, because what they did, I might have mentioned this last year, is like they've started like a new series, but like when the first game came out, it's like the 5-year span from when Superman killed the Joker, dictator. So you kind of see what happened to everyone in that universe.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
So
let us know when you can get that.
I'm literally, they're already out. They've released like the collections and stuff like that. Yeah, they've already released the. Sorry, my mum just came in then. My mum just made a cameo in this live stream. No, but yeah, so those books are already out. I'll drop you guys a link for like them on Amazon because they are much cheaper to get online than they are to buy in shops.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it for today's episode, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'll present myself to everyone. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this episode of Time to Nerd Out podcast. It's the 4th episode. We'll be back next week to nerd out with you guys. Make sure you subscribe to everyone.
One more little plug in for Jack. I'm saying about the t-shirts. We will be posting a link on the Facebook and Twitter pages, so you can get your hands on one of those.
There will be merch coming very soon, mainly for us, but you guys can buy them as well. Don't you worry.
Basically, it'll be optional.
Optional. Also, phone cases as well. Go check them out. Make sure you subscribe to everyone on.
But
podcast.
Just £1 a month, you can help some geeks be even geekier.
Oh yeah, you can. We are children in need.
That's all we need is emotional music playing in the background.
Children in nerd.
Children in nerd.
We're geeks in need. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be here at the same time next week to nerd out with you guys.
Yep. And stay tuned for more content to come, guys.
Oh yeah. Bye-bye.